Here's something a lot of us don't think about when we think of self-development work. And recently, self-development work has really taken off. You see it all over on social media, on the internet, on YouTube, tips on how to motivate yourself and become the best version of yourself. But something that we don't realize is that sometimes that process can be very uncomfortable. It can even be painful. And the reason for that is that the path of self-development and of becoming the best version of yourself is a process of unlayering, of dissolving the masks, the egoic masks and the coping mechanisms that we have developed over the years that keep us away from being our authentic selves. In my field, as BodyTalk practitioners and life coaches, we recognize and we respect the role that these egoic masks and these coping mechanisms have played in our lives. They didn't just appear out of nowhere. They came at a time in our life when we felt we needed them, when we felt that without them, life would be very, very difficult. So they were survival tools for us, and they served a purpose, and that must be respected. And as much as they have exhausted their purpose for now, and it's time for us to move on, it can be very uncomfortable. It can be painful to let them go because they've become so much a part of who we are, or we perceive them to be so much a part of who we are. So in the line of work that I do, we do that unlayering in a very respectful way, rather than just pulling and tearing those masks off, which can be quite debilitating for a client. There is a steady and respectful process of bringing down those masks brick by brick, piece by piece, which kind of respects the client's own pace as well. So if you're doing any kind of self-development work and you find yourself sometimes becoming uncomfortable through the process and thinking, hey, shouldn't I be feeling better immediately? Not always. Take heart that it is a process, and through the process, yes, you will start to feel better, but sometimes it can feel uncomfortable. And this is where people get tripped up sometimes, because they think, I don't like what I'm feeling right now. Because sometimes it stirs up things that have been repressed for a long time, but that actually need to shift out so we can connect with our authentic selves. Now, when I speak about the authentic self, it's something that's spoken so much about in recent times, and we tend to view it as this kind of mystical self that we have to seek out and we have to find. But the truth of the matter is that our authentic self has been and is there within us already. It's these egoic masks and these coping patterns that have kept us separate from it. It's kind of formed a layer so that we can't connect with that. And so as you peel away these different masks, these different egoic patterns, you find that who we authentically are begins to emerge, because it was always there and we just became disconnected with it because of these coping patterns. And what happens? What happens when you connect with your authentic self? Well, your authentic self is the gateway to better connection to yourself, to your self-worth, to your self-respect, to your self-love, to that part of you that can connect deeply and authentically in relationships, to that part of you that can live more consciously, to that part of you that is connected to your innate passion, to your purpose, to that part of you that is aware of its intrinsic worth. And your authentic self is the pathway to becoming the best version of yourself. So as uncomfortable as the process can be sometimes, it is also immensely rewarding. So as much as these egoic masks have served us to a certain level, taking them off can be the most liberating thing that you could ever do. And who you innately are, your authentic self, is so much more than any of those masks. So if you're in the process of self-development, or you've been thinking about the process of self-development and have been a little bit wary and a little bit scared to approach it, take heart. It is a process, and it might not always be an easy process, but it is one that is so worth it. Because make no mistakes, your children, your family, your spouse, they are waiting for this part of you to emerge. And on some level, I know you are as well waiting for this part of you to emerge. So I wish you all the best on your journey. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please remember to share it with a friend or a loved one. Take care, and I will see you in my next video.